Code enforcement's mission is to ensure compliance with county codes and state laws, to create safe, attractive communities that improve the quality of life of residents.
County Code Enforcement has several special programs: illegal dumping, community cleanup, graffiti abatement, fire hazard abatement, off-highway vehicle enforcement, cannabis enforcement, and of course our traditional code enforcement program.
Code enforcement benefits residents through our goal of leaving people better than we found them, by leaving them safer because we have addressed unpermitted construction that could affect the occupant, or by improving blighted conditions that affect not only the occupant, but the community.
My role in code enforcement is to ensure that residents of San Bernardino County are following the rules and the ordinances, talking with the public more one-on-one, helping them learn the ordinances, but also talking to them as though we're neighbors, because we need to make sure that San Bernardino County is a good place to live, a good place to work, and be a beautiful place for the residents.
Our code enforcement team continues to grow. We're working on some initiatives that are going to expand services and create new programs that will help our county residents.
I'm very pleased with them always. I've dealt with them for a good 30 years now. There's reasons for the code enforcement, and we want our city safe, and you can see when you don't have the codes what you get.
I became homeless back in 2008. I lost my sister. Then I lost my mom. I went under depression. I was really sick. I couldn't walk.
Sarah, we met in late 2019. She was living in front of businesses along the street. We gave her some information and linked her with a post team and inroads for temporary transitional housing motel assistance.
So I think it's important collaborating with all the departments involved, because sometimes there's a situation where we'll have to gather together and just think outside the box how we could help that person out.
Inroads stands for Innovative Remote On-Site Assistance Delivery Service. From the time that I just recently had met her on the streets to today, she's so much happier, healthier, and is working towards getting her own apartment now.
We go to where the client is and taking the resources directly to them. And it helps build that bridge for success.
I don't want to be homeless anymore, and I thank the county staff and team that helped me through this. Thank you guys, and God bless you.
ARMC just received Level 1 Trauma Center verification by the American College of Surgeons.
It means that all of these services at the hospital are able to work together in a timely fashion to take a patient from the doorway to the definitive care place. We were Level 2 prior to this. By achieving Level 1 status, we've become a center that doesn't have to transfer any patients out to provide life-saving care.
It is well known as the county hospital that serves the Inland Empire region with high-quality medical care, but also a great place to train future physicians and future nurses.
We developed a program, actually just a partnership with our local hospitals to go out and teach them about trauma. It's a phone call, and then we'll set a classroom for their physicians and ER nurses, and we're more than happy to go and provide this education, because our goal is to provide optimal care for all of our patients, not only in our hospital, but in the outside hospitals as well.
So I think having education in addition to being able to deliver high quality care, that's what I think makes this hospital a very special place.
San Bernardino County has always been the biggest, and once again, we're the best. Under the Board of Supervisors' visionary leadership, we earned an incredible 160 Achievement Awards from the National Association of Counties in 2023, winning more than any other county for the second year in a row. There are more than 3,000 counties in the United States, and San Bernardino County continues to stand above them all in terms of accolades for innovation, efficiency, and public service. This year, we were honored for streamlining staff training for our homeless point-in-time count, hosting 32 animal adoption events leading to more than 1,600 pet adoptions, making building inspections easier, keeping residents well-informed and safe following the El Dorado flood, teaching children the importance of good oral health, providing reentry support to vulnerable clients following incarceration, enabling local job seekers to succeed in their careers, increasing access to healthy foods for county residents, unveiling our Curtain of Courage Memorial. And this is just a sample of the 160 national awards that San Bernardino County earned for the services we provide to our residents and visitors. Thank you to our county employees for making this recognition possible.
Hi, my name is Angel. I am an enrichment specialist here at the San Bernardino County, specifically at the War Animal Shelter. For the whole day, I get to spend time and walk them, feed them, and play with them, and just improve their quality of life. I do enjoy being around animals. I grew up with them. I have had dogs my whole life, and cats as well. First thing I do, I normally just clean the play yard or the cattery room for the cats and dogs. And then I'll check my list to see what dogs are available to do enrichments. From there, I'm just taking one by one throughout the 10 hours that I work here. And I just spend time with them, feed them, play with them, walk them. But since right now it's summer, it's very hot, so we just play in the play yard and we're at the pool out there. What I like is that I meet new pets every day. I bond with them, make them adoptable, find them a new home. especially when it comes to aggressive or shy dogs. They typically change when we provide these enrichments for them. Once they do get adopted, that's like the best feeling. When you make a difference, such as changing their personality, you know they're gonna be adopted one day just because they're a happy animal. What makes me happy being working with this staff is that our main goal is to get these animals adopted. If you just love being around animals, this is the perfect job for you as well.
I personally always play ball with Levi. Cody always plays ball with Nolan. And then we have Sonia, who is upset if she doesn't get two buddies. There will be special requests on the field, like, no, you're my buddy, and then sometimes they get in arguments. And Miracle League is a baseball league for people with special needs. Our role is to go down there and be their buddy. Whatever they need, help getting around the bases because they're in a wheelchair, assistance hitting the ball, throwing the ball. It's our job to make sure that nobody gets hurt. Everybody there is just having a good time. Both teams are rooting for each other. You know, there's really no competition. There's no outs. Everybody's just there to have fun. It's just a really neat program to be a part of. 6 o'clock is game time. They'll do a national anthem. We buddy up with our players. Sometimes you have no choice in the matter. They come up to you and like, you are my buddy.
You want to be my
Absolutely.
buddy? Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're with him the whole time. So he hits the ball, you're running with him to the first, second, third. It's all about getting out into the community that we serve. We will run into some of the players at the grocery store, on medical aids. You know, they'll instantly, we'll recognize each other and talk about, when the next season is coming out. A lot of our players obviously have some medical issues, and we've gone to their houses on medical aids to already have the relationship. We already know each other. The parents already know us. It is a lot different than just going into someone's house that you don't know.
I grew up in this area, and there were not programs that made kids with disabilities feel normal. So this is like a normal thing. This is baseball. We started in May of 2013. Fire and EMS and police guys are heroes. For our players to have the fire department come out and help them and be their best friend for a night, that's huge. It's awesome.
It's so beautiful being able to see like the parents come together and being able to hang out and communicate with each other. Being able to see the joy on the faces, there's literally never a bad day when I come to Miracle League.
We've had the opportunity to invest the town resources into Brimfield. They're used to the field. There's a lot of comfort that comes from that. Yeah, it's been a real blessing to us in the community, and you can see the participation here. The bleachers are full every night. That's the thing I dig about
Throw
it.
it to Nolan. Throw it to Nolan. Nolan, throw it in. Bud.
He hasn't said many of his one-liners. He's famous for saying, like, if somebody's like really swinging at it, he'll be like, he's chopping broccoli. He's chopping broccoli. I'm definitely invested in this community. It feels like home. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love it. All right, dude.
What's in there?
We brought gifts.
Oh!
Right?
Finally a hat.
Finally, right? I'm Zach Taylor, I'm the captain with San Bernardino County Fire Department here in Yucca Valley, and I'm proud to serve you.
Good job.
Today we are at the newly completed Birch Creek Bridge in Oak Glen. This project demonstrates the county commitment to disaster preparedness and disaster response. When Tropical Storm Hillary came through, it completely inundated this creek and destroyed the bridge.
The prior bridge crossing was a smaller 12x6 box culvert, which was heavily damaged by large boulders that came down the burn scar area. Our engineering department put together a quick project to replace the destroyed structure with 2 10x10 precast boxes.
I'm extremely proud of our crews and our engineering teams for finding an innovative solution to replacing and repairing this bridge.
These 2 precast boxes tremendously improved the ability of water and debris to flow underneath the roadway. The project started in mid-September, and we're standing here now on the brand new bridge, which has been opened prior to Thanksgiving.
So often county projects get held up during design, or because of environmental concerns or material lead time. And this project, we were able to complete it in record time.
We have been cleaning channels and installing mitigation measures like K-Rail in preparation for the upcoming winter season. We have cameras in place to monitor the area remotely and have pre-positioned barricades and equipment to close down roads quickly and begin the cleanup process as soon as the storm is over.
With the reopening of this road, visitors and residents now have full access to their homes and local businesses.
Do you own a property in San Bernardino County? You may be owed a property tax refund. To find out if you have a refund, please visit the ATC website at sbcountyatc.gov. On the left side of the website, click Unclaimed Tax Refund Search. You can search for an unclaimed property tax refund by parcel number or street address. For example, if your address is 123 Palm Street, only enter 123 Palm in the search bar. There is no need to enter street, avenue, lane, or any other portion of your address. If you have an unclaimed refund, the bill number, parcel number, citus address, refund amount, and a link to the form will appear on screen. If you don't have a refund, you'll be notified of that as well. To request a claim form, click Form on the left-hand side of the screen, and the refund information will show on the next screen. If the mailing address is correct, click Yes and enter your name, email address, and phone number. If the mailing address is not correct, click No and complete the form, including where you want the form to be mailed. Your request will be processed in the order it was received, and the appropriate claim form will be mailed to the address provided. If you have any questions, please call 909-382-3090.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid being made in somebody's garage or their home, not controlled. It's 50 times more powerful than heroin and 100 times more powerful than morphine.
Stop the Void is a California nonprofit corporation dedicated to educating and raising awareness in our communities about the scourge of fentanyl. We started this organization because I lost my own son, Daniel Huerta, who was only 16 and a half years old when he passed away due to fentanyl poisoning. Due to the stigma of addiction and overdose, most parents feel that this can never happen to them. And I'm truly sorry, but it can.
San Bernardino County started with the Fentanyl Doesn't Care, But We Do campaign. Fentanyl doesn't care if you're a mother, a father, a son, a daughter, a co-worker, a friend. It just doesn't care. But we do in the county of San Bernardino, and that's why we created this campaign to bring awareness to the community.
San Bernardino County and Stop the Void have partnered together. Come to San Bernardino County website, Department of Behavioral Health, look at all the resources that they have, and make sure that you speak to your children. Numbers just came out for 2022, and it's north of 109,800 drug deaths in the United States. Roughly 77% of all of those drug deaths were due to fentanyl. This is why this message and this campaign is so, so important. If you think that it can't happen to you, think twice.
San Bernardino County's Land Use Services has now made it even easier for you to schedule your on-site, virtual, and self-inspections. It's called Easy Inspect, and it's a new mobile app available on the App Store and Google Play. Built with both contractors and homeowners in mind, Easy Inspect is an easy-to-use tool for viewing all of your eligible inspections right from your phone. You can schedule one or multiple inspections at your fingertips. For any additional help using Easy Inspect, visit easyinspect.sbcounty.gov or call 800-637-6655.
As we look at this monument, may we reflect on the memories and lessons of each very precious life, because it is this, our shared story, with all its pain and tragedy, that binds us together as a diverse community of people around our county today and even with those around our world. May this curtain of courage represent to you that we choose to join you in honoring the lives of your loved ones, our loved ones, and we'll never forget them.
December 2nd, 2015 was an unimaginable day for all of us. 14 people we loved were taken away from us on that day. Our employees were spiritually and physically wounded. It changed us all forever. Following the attack, the Board of Supervisors formed a memorial committee made up of family members, survivors, first responders, and county staff so we could build something that would stand forever as a testament to our commitment never to forget.
The Curtain of Courage is a place for us, one of mourning, but also we want it to be a celebration of life, akin to a small set of chapels, each signifying an individual loss, but creating a place that marks this day and time.
And today, we're here to honor the memories of those that succumbed during that day, but also to honor those that are with us today and their families that move forward. To be able to see this curtain of courage gives us all in San Bernardino County, the state and the nation, the courage to move forward.
In 2018, almost 3 years after the attack, the San Bernardino County December 2nd Legacy Report was published. It was intended to be a publicly available resource for communities and organizations that must respond and recover from similar situations. Already, that report is helping other families and other communities learn from your experience.
declaring things.
Good morning. I would like to call this meeting to order, and I would also like to acknowledge the High Desert and Joshua Tree Conference sites, and thank you for joining us. This morning, our pledge and invocation will be presented by 4th District.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for all being here today. It's my honor and privilege to introduce Elder Lauren Van Wildenberg. Elder Lauren has served 2 years as an elder in the Life Bible Fellowship Church, a non-denominational church located in Epplin. He graduated from Whittier College with a degree in education and attended Fuller and Tabat Seminary. He taught secondary education 14 years in Cerritos, California, and coached football and basketball for a total of 40 years, including a couple years at Chino Hills High School. He has been full-time ministry for 39 years, pastor to students in New Life Community Church in Artesia for 12, associate pastor at First Reformed Church in Linden, Wisconsin for several years, and lead pastor at the Bridge for Chino for 20 years. Elder Van Wildenberg and his wife Diane have been married for 44 years. They have 3 adult children and spouses, 9 grandkids, and 3 great-grandkids. He enjoys road biking and pickleball. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Amen. Thank you for inviting me. First of all, thank you for your time, your talents, and your gifts, and using that. Thank your family who are part of that as you give time to the county and the people here and all the residents. Thank you that you took a job where no one has an opinion. Thank you that you are able to deal with that, and blessings on you. Can we just start this meeting as we just ask a blessing on it? Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, your wisdom, and support as the Board of Supervisors meet. Help them to have great discussions. Allow them to grow in closeness and bless them as they desire to bless our community. Give them clear insight, give them wisdom, give them clarity in their decisions. Help them to consider the merits and the pitfalls of each matter that is in place before them. Help them to represent fairly and well those who have been given the task of leading. Help them to serve and make decisions with the respect for all. May their personal faith give them strength to act honestly and well in all the matters before them. Give them insight in their decisions that promote the common good. As trusted servants, they seek a blessing on all their decisions and efforts here today. Amen. Would you join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elder. Thank you. We will now move on to our memorial adjournments. Vice Chair Cook.
I stand corrected. I have, unfortunately, a very good friend from that resides in Yucca Valley, passed away, Norm Smith, who anybody in that area knows that if you had any type of animal or what have you, he probably was your veterinarian. And my wife has I don't know, dogs, cats, horses, and a husband. And, one of your closest friends, if you have animals, that is like a member of the family, is your veterinarian. He'll be sadly missed. He was relatively young, and it's going to be a big loss to the community and to anyone that had animals. He was truly, truly a friend in need. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Hagman. Supervisor Baca.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do have one. It's Robert Armenta. He's actually of the 3rd District. I want to thank Madam Chair for giving me an opportunity to adjourn in memory of Robert Armenta. Robert Armenta was 77 years of age, a resident of Grand Terrace. He lived there for 33 years, but prior to that, he lived in the city of Colton for 20 years. He was very active with Ken Hubb's Little League, Junior All-American in the city of Colton, and this one's pretty personal for me because I was good friends with his son Robert, and I know he had a son named Mikey, but me and Robert went to school together at San Bernardino Valley College, Cal State San Bernardino. We graduated together all the way through, and I used to go to a lot of family functions. They used to include me in a lot of family functions there in Grand Terrace, and it was really a pleasure to be there. I know that Mr. Armenta was a big SC fan, big Dodger fan. I know that Madam Chair appreciates the SC fan, but he loved his family, and his son, Robert Armenta Jr., actually was an employee here with the county for a few years. He worked for Supervisor Walker. At the time, he was also a member of the Colton Joint Unified School District, but he's survived by his lovely wife, Frances, 2 children, Robert and Mikey, and 2 grandchildren, so he will truly be missed. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Supervisor Armendariz. All right, we have 2 special presentations today, so if my colleagues will join me in the well. Thank you very much. This morning, I am happy to present a special resolution to Melissa Lyles, who is retiring from the county after 31 years. Melissa, would you like to join us up here? So, Melissa has worked her entire career in fiscal positions throughout various departments within the county, including Human Services, Probation, Child Support Services, and ending her career with the Department of Real Estate Services. We thank you very much for your dedication to the county, all of your years of service, and we wish you a happy retirement.
Want to say a few words? I'll say a little bit.
Hi, everyone. I just want to say thank you. I'm happy my family could be here with me, and I'm very thankful to be able to spend the final 2 years of my career here with Real Estate Services in this great building. I feel like it's kind of where I started out at, working at probation and the Hall of Records, which is, well, the assessor's office, which is now like burned. But thank you so much.
Bring your family up. If your family wants to come up and join us up here for a photo.
You got a crowd?
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
For our last presentation, we have a special guest with us this morning from CSAC. I would like to introduce Graham Knaus and welcome him up here to give a special presentation. Good morning, Graham, and welcome.
Thank you very much, Chair Rao. Good morning, everyone. I'm Graham Knaus. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for the California State Association of Counties. So we have the great honor of representing all 296 elected supervisors in this state, but there are no 5 that are more important than the ones right behind me here this morning in San Bernardino. Yes. Yes. I first like to thank Supervisor Armendariz, who sits on our board and is one of the strong voices that is representing this community on behalf of all of you and this board as we're navigating through state and federal policy. We know San Bernardino is a resilient county, and we certainly want to extend our thoughts around the atmospheric rivers and all the flooding and the unprecedented amount of rainfall that has occurred here over this past month. We stand as partners along with other counties, certainly with San Bernardino as part of that. And that's really how CSAC works, which is to bring folks together and to strengthen the voice of communities to try to lift up every single community in California. One major challenge that we have been working on, and I know this county has been a leader in it, is around homelessness. So I want to spend just a moment talking about that. Nearly every single county in California, nearly every single community in California is dealing with homelessness, the complexity of homelessness, the impacts to the community, and trying to navigate the politics and the on-the-ground issues that surface related to homelessness. And that's why CSAC has developed the country's most comprehensive framework to addressing homelessness, which is about accountability, it's about resources, it's about empowering communities to make progress in a way that makes sense to them and lifting up the great work of this county and many others. It's called At Home, and I encourage this board and the broader San Bernardino County family to explore it. There are more than 40 counties that have endorsed it thus far, and ultimately it is about accountability, transparency, housing, outreach, mitigation, and economic opportunity, and ensuring that every level of government is both empowered and held accountable in a way that we can really see some progress around it. CSAC does a whole host of other things in terms of trying to partner with counties. Our finance corporation has an easy, smart pay property tax payment system, which now half of the counties have begun to use. It is the most intuitive. It's like the Apple version of paying your property taxes. It's intuitive, and it's the least expensive way to do so online in the state, and allows monthly payments. I want to turn to talk about public safety, because both of the awards today are about public safety in this community and ensuring that there's innovation in the way that services are delivered and folks are on the right path out. There were nearly 400 entries into our Challenge Award program, and of the 400, there were 14 total awards across 58 counties, 2 of them here in San Bernardino. And that's awesome. So today we're gonna talk about and celebrate the Juvenile Gun Deterrence Program, and I'll talk about that one first, and then the parent and child connection. For the Juvenile Gun Deterrence Program, it was really clear to our judges very quickly how innovative and responsive this program is in the community. And this is really about what was an increasing number of juvenile gun-related issues that were coming up, gun-related violations that were coming up. And the judges really admired how San Bernardino County's probation administration took action quickly. There was a substantial increase in youth being placed on probation due to firearms-related violations. And so to combat this, probation created this special gun deterrence caseload. They've served 91 youth since September 2021. This is about preventive services and ensuring folks have a course correction following a gun violation so that they're on a positive path in their community and for moving into adulthood. And so huge benefit to this community and to the youth that have been course corrected as a result. So I want to call up the probation chief, Tracy Rees, as it is my honor to present the 2023 Challenge Award to San Bernardino County and Chief Rees for the Juvenile Gun Deterrence Program, which helps connect high-risk youth to the services that they need to ensure that they're on a positive path. So please join me in celebrating Chief Reese.
I just want to take a moment to first thank you very much for this prestigious award. And up there on the balcony, you will see the people that do this work day in and day out. These are the folks from the unit that did this work. They not only developed the program, they implemented it. When probation talks about making a change in people's lives and protecting the community, we're not just talking about arresting people. We're talking about making a lasting difference to have them removed from the system completely. So thank you guys very much. This is all yours.
Awesome. Great job, Chief Reese. So the next program I want to honor is the Parent and Child Connection, or PACC. This is really about the children of incarcerated parents. And what research shows for children of incarcerated parents is that they're more than 3 times likely to develop behavioral problems or depression, and they're 2 times more likely to develop learning disabilities, ADD, ADHD, and anxiety. And so what occurred here was an incredible collaboration between the San Bernardino County Sheriff Coroner's Department and the Office of the Public Defender. And so this is about incarcerated parents being recorded reading books to their children, creating that relationship so that there's a more positive experience both for the children and also as folks are released. And so PACC helps support and maintain those strong relationships, that bond between incarcerated parents and their children, and it also encourages literacy on both sides of that equation. Very important. The parents, in order to participate, must remain discipline-free through their incarceration in order to participate. And so since its inception in 2020, more than 1,000 incarcerated parents and their children have benefited from this program. That's awesome. And so I'd like to call forward the county folks who made this happen, and there are a number of them. From the Sheriff's Community Services and Reentry Division, Captain James Porter, Lieutenant Ken White, and Inmate Services Manager Heather Beadler. And from the Public Defender's Office, Chief Deputy Public Defender Yarrow Newbert. So it's my honor today. Come on down, all of you. Yes. So I want to present a CSAC Challenge Award for the Parent and Child Connection program.
Okay, I do these things off the cuff, so I apologize. So I am really fortunate. My name is James Porter. I'm a sheriff's captain with the Community Service and Reentry Division. I love my job. I'm so fortunate to be in a place where at the end of my own time in the criminal justice system, I also get to see people end their time in the criminal justice system. Sheriff Dykes gave me a career capping opportunity to work in a place where we were asked to find new and better ways to have the criminal justice system end with public safety and not with jail. And that's what we do every day. The PAC program is amazing. It's a partnership between the Public Defender's Office and the Sheriff's Office, which I know is not always something you think goes on, but both of our teams every day want fair, equitable, reasonable outcomes to people's criminal cases, and rehabilitation and success when people get back in the communities. And PAC works on that through literacy, which is one of the strongest indicators of a person's success or failure in society and whether they become incarcerated. I can talk all day. I will end it with Yarrow, Nilda, social worker Nilda Yanez, who works for me, have been amazing in taking on a task with a population who not everybody wants to work with, and who not everybody cares to put resources towards. They do it every day, and I couldn't be prouder of them. And I will pass this to Yarrow if she's going to speak on behalf of the public defender. I don't know. And thank you for letting me talk, and thank you guys for doing this.
So Captain Porter did note that this is an unusual collaboration, an unusual partnership, and out of that unusuality came a win-win-win situation. Literally everyone that has participated in this program, be it the Sheriff's Department staff, be it our staff, who both departments have worked tirelessly to make this happen, or be it the incarcerated parents or their kids, get so much out of it. And it's great for public safety, it's great for our clients, incarcerated parents and caregivers. And most importantly, it's really great for the kids that are able to participate and maintain that bond and strengthen that bond. So thank you very much for all the hard work that you guys have done, and thank you to our staff as well.
Thank you very much. Hey, as we close, or as I close, I just want to commend this county for the dedication to the community. The 5 supervisors behind me, your CEO, Luther Snoke, the 21,000 county employees in San Bernardino County come to work every single day to lift up their community, to make a difference in the lives of those that are their neighbors and those that are struggling in their community. And that's incredibly powerful. And this county has a long history of being innovative, of creating a culture of really finding responsive, efficient ways to benefit the community and ensuring that the community has the resources, the authority, and the flexibility to do things in a way that makes sense to them. That's the leadership of this board in this county, and the community should be thrilled to have such incredible public servants here in San Bernardino. It's pretty awesome. So from a statewide perspective, celebrate the county as a whole, and really thrilled to be able to spend some time down here today. Thank you very much.
Graham, on behalf of all of us, we thank you for your partnership in helping us lead our constituents and businesses into the next century of innovation. So thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We will now move on to reports from our county council. Tom.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In the case of California Department of Housing and Community Development versus Shangri-La Industries LLC et al., the Board of Supervisors voted 5-0 to file a cross-complaint against Shangri-La Industries in this case involving Project Home Key funding for interim housing. Thank you.
Thank you. And now move on to our reports from our CEO, Luther.
Good morning, Madam Chair. I don't have anything to report this morning.
That brings us to our individual board member comments. Vice Chair Cook. Oh, Supervisor Hagman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a couple updates on SCAG. The annual 2024 SCAG Scholarship Program is now open. The program provides $4,000 scholarships award for 7 high school or community college students from the SCAG region. Recipients may also have the opportunity to meet with their local government representatives and practicing planners to discuss the importance of urban planning for their future career in public service. They're due by Friday, March 22nd, so you can contact my office if you're interested. From AQMD front, we're starting this new innovative program at UCLA is committed to reducing the environmental impact electrifying this fleet. However, upgrading the electrical infrastructure takes some time, so UCLA plans to demonstrate a brand new technology, an interim off-grid charging solution in partnership with GenCell Incorporated, and SCAG recently contributed $200,000 for that project. OIA news is effective April 10th. Frontier Airlines customers will be able to travel to Salt Lake City and Portland from Ontario International Airport. And from IHP, I just want to congratulate them who achieved 100% percentile national ranking and overall satisfaction based on the 2023 Provider Experience Survey. And so we're happy for IHP's leading the pack on some of those surveys. And then lastly, I want to point out on today's agenda item, we're partnered up with the city of Chino to establish a park. The county is putting in some money toward that for the Chino Ranchero Park. And it's my great opportunity to partner up with my cities because most of my district are incorporated cities. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Baca.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Got quite a few items. Well, first of all, just want to congratulate our 2 agencies, well, multiple agencies, probation and the Sheriff's Department for their CSAC awards. I think a couple things to keep in mind. They do a great job keeping our community safe, which is number one. But I think the great thing they do is try to deal with recidivism. And we know as people continue to go through the system, what are they doing to try to, recover it and get themselves back and integrated into society? And I really want to, highlight Captain Porter. I don't think Porter gets enough credit for the great things he does. They highlighted one program, but he does a lot of programs within the jail system to try to help folks as they get out into the community. So just, congratulations to our 2 agencies and the community partners that are involved in that. I had the opportunity to speak at the diversity and inclusion, give closing remarks, and I really want to thank our leader, Luther Snoke, CEO, and all the department heads that participated in that event. And it's really about, being a leader and changing the culture of the county, making sure we're always thoughtful of everybody and everybody within not only our departments, but our entire county. I think it's important that that message continues to get sent out, and really want to thank them for the good work. We hosted a Cup of Joe in the Del Rosa community, which was at one of our fire stations with our fire department. We gave them updates on things going on in the county, specifically the 5th District. And I just want to thank the fire department for allowing us to have the event there. But the other thing they really highlighted is the community got to see first glimpse of Fire Station 226. It's under construction, so they opened up the back door. They had lights there, and the community is very, very excited about the new fire station going up. The other thing is I attended the 5th Street Senior Kitchen reopening, which is with the San Bernardino, but I think the great important thing to highlight is the partnership that we have with DOS and the city of San Bernardino to provide meals for those seniors. And I just want to thank our staff and our team for the great things they do. You're making a difference in those seniors' lives. They were so excited about the food, the new kitchen, and all the great things we're doing. And having those partnerships throughout our communities becomes very, very vital. I went to the Metro View Affordable Housing ribbon cutting in the city of Rialto. The Rialto had 55 affordable housing units. And you say, why are you talking about Rialto? This is the county. Our role as the county is this project was in jeopardy of not being built when I first got on the board. So the county was able to interject $2.2 million to make sure 55 affordable housing units were built in our community. And I think this is important as we look at inflation, the cost of homes, and now those 55 families now have a place to call home. I think that's important and important to keep in mind. The other thing, I'll just highlight some items from the agenda. But before that, I just want to thank Madam Chair Rao. She wrote a letter to our state legislators. There's been some state money that's been clawed back, one project in the 5th District, and I believe one in the 3rd District. And I think that's important that we let our residents know that we're fighting to keep the funding here in San Bernardino County. I want to thank you, Madam Chair, for drafting that letter. I think it's important that we highlight that and say, look, we're here advocating for you and our county residents, and thank you for doing that. And I'll just kind of highlight 3 items in the agenda. Item 4 is we're accepting $14.2 million in grant funding for the Pacific Village project. This is the CCE money that we're getting from the state. And it's going to provide 30 new permanent housing units, 32 recuperative beds, This is it's going to serve about 168 beds total, and this is great investment to try to deal with the homelessness, the drug challenge, and housing. And the other item that I'll highlight is just item 31. With our discretionary money, we have a great partnership with the city of Colton, and we're providing some radios for the Colton Fire Department, and then some drones and ballistic shields for the Colton PD. And these are important partnerships to share because sometimes we have regional issues, we have mutual response, times where their departments need to help our county services, and I think it's important that we support those agencies, especially from a small city like Colton that maybe doesn't have the revenue that a county of San Bernardino has. And thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes all my comments.
Thank you. Supervisor Armendariz.
Thank you, Chair Rao. Wanted to announce that we just had our second Narcan training event completed in partnership with the Department of Behavioral Health and Department of Public Health. My office hosted the second training event. We held that at Rancho Cucamonga. This event was open to the public and focused on educating participants about fentanyl awareness and how to administrate Narcan in emergency situations. We'll be having another event in Upland, and we'll share that date soon. Want to thank the county for their continued support on the countywide fentanyl campaign that we have. I'd like to highlight that fentanyl awareness campaign that Department of Behavioral Health has launched. The campaign will raise awareness in the unprecedented rise in overdoses and the poisoning from fentanyl. We hosted 2 hiring events in the city of Fontana and the city of Rancho Cucamonga, long partnership with our workforce development agency. It was just a great opportunity for us to gather people who wanted to seek employment and jobs and gave them a diverse range of employers to choose from where they could submit their applications. We had several hundred people show up to those events. The event was a great opportunity for me to meet with our residents and just hear what they were thinking when it came to the workforce in San Bernardino County. I've learned we could actually learn a lot from each other when it comes to our workforce and how we can impact our community. We are actually currently working also with planning an expungement event to assist with those who are justice involved to enter into the workforce. And then we will be hosting a Ignite the Conversation. I'm going to be inviting everyone to come out. We want to invite you to a public community meeting in San Bernardino County Fire Station 71, known as the John B. Roberts Fire Station in Fontana. The event will be held on Thursday, February 29th from 5:30 to 7. We will be sharing community updates. We'll be talking about public concerns and more. There will be food and refreshments, and we will be having tours of the Fontana Historical Fire Station. For more information, please visit our social media. Thank you, and that's all.
Thank you. Thank you. So in terms of boards and commission meetings that I've attended this past month, I wanted to share that Breeze Airways is now flying nonstop from San Bernardino International Airport into Phoenix. That one way that leaves on Thursday is $30, and it comes back on Sunday. We hope that they will continue to add more passenger service flights to frequent that city, as well as San Francisco and Hartford, Connecticut, and Vegas, and the other ones that they serve out of San Bernardino. So that was exciting news. The sheriff and I are hosting a public safety community meeting tomorrow evening at 4:30 in the Joshua Tree Community Center, so please join us for that if you are in the Morongo Basin. And I would like to highlight agenda item number 31 on today's consent calendar. This item contributes $100,000 to New Hope Village in Barstow to support their mission of mobile food distribution. That program provides bags of fresh and healthy food to families on a weekly basis. And in addition to that, it will also be supporting the 10-unit apartment building that provides transitional housing assistance to homeless individuals and their families. So that's good news in our partnership with nonprofits out in Barstow. And that's it for me today. Lynna, do we have any revisions to the agenda?
Good morning, Madam Chair. Yes, we do have 2 changes to today's agenda. Item number 5 on the consent calendar. That item is being taken off calendar. And then also item number 72 on the discussion calendar will be taken off calendar. We can take a motion and vote on that item at the time of discussion.
Very good. All right. Do we have any board members wishing to disclose a conflict of interest? If so, I need you to do so now. All right. Seeing none, we will move on to the consent calendar, which consists of items number 2 through 71. And in terms of public comment, I have Nancy Richardson on item number 51. Good morning, Nancy.
Yes, I'm speaking on the Registrar of Voters increase in the budget. I don't know where you're coming up with all of this money, but we're going to lay out a case today that I think tells us that we need to do away with these machines. And you're asking for accessible voting booths for almost $300,000. Is that for disability people, or what is that for? And why wasn't it in the original budget? And then you're asking for a whopping almost $12 million more for the presidential primary. And I'm wondering, where on earth are you expecting people that can't even feed their families to come up with money to give you so that you can buy all this equipment? Apparently, I have no idea what that 12 million is for. Why wasn't that included in the original? It just makes absolutely no sense. Who accounts for these increases? I have pleaded continually to be able to come in and open the books and make sure it goes where it's going. I know where a lot of money is going, and that's to the flyers for Rose's reelection. I mean, my mailbox is stacked full of those things. But neither here nor there. The Dominion machines were never voted on by the people. We need to start being able to have a say-so in this. And you are going to hear a pretty good case today why we shouldn't be using those. And you went ahead and you approved them. It was like overnight almost. And I don't know why you're not opening things up to at least hearing what we have to say regarding that. Also, it says, why do we have to post the necessary budget? Because the budget, I sat here a few months back and we went through the whole budget. And now you're asking for millions and millions of dollars. So please listen when our group comes up and we tell you about the fallacy of the Dominion machines and any tally machines. Thank you.
Thank you. That is the last request to speak that I have. Do we have any board members who wish to speak on an item or pull an item?
I'll move him.
Thank you for the motion.
I'll second, but Madam Chair, I'd just like to make one comment on one more item. My apologies. Just want to highlight item number 70. Item number 70 is 181 condos in the Bloomington community. The reason I want to highlight this is it's done a couple good things. One, it's generated $475,000 for our flood control zone 2, which I think is a good improvement. It's more additional dollars for our flood control district. But within this agreement, I want to thank staff and the team for putting this together. It has 8 affordable housing houses for purchase, not for rent, but for purchase. This is a 55-year covenant. That means for 55 years, these 8 condos will be available at a discounted rate, which is very unlikely. You don't see a lot of these projects, going on, especially in this time, how difficult things are. And just want to thank the developer for coming to those terms. I appreciate staff for the good work, but a great opportunity for the Bloomington community. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Thank you, Madam Chair. With that, the consent calendar is approved unanimously.
Thank you very much. I now need to have a motion to take discussion item number 72 off calendar.
So move.
Second.
Thank you for the motion, Supervisor Baca, and Supervisor Hagman for the second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Thank you, Madam Chair. With that, number 72 is taken off calendar.
Very good. Now we will move on to agenda item number 73, which is a public hearing on the proposed increase to property-related service charges for road improvements in CSA 70, Zone R21, Mountain View, being presented this morning by Trevor. I will open the public hearing and let you gentlemen take over.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Trevor Leja, Assistant Executive Officer here at the county. I'm here with Noel Castillo, our new Director of Public Works. So here today, we are presenting for CSA 70 Road District R21, Mountain View Road in the Big Bear area. In 1987, the zone was formed to provide road maintenance and snow removal services for 24 parcels just north of the airport in Big Bear. And so it's $90 per parcel was the original charge, and there was no inflationary factor at that time. So the service charge remains $90 today and generates approximately $2,160 per year. This is a map of the area. You can see it's just north of the airport. It's about a 1,200 linear foot road. And the proposal today is to recommend a mailed ballot election to fund a road paving project in the district. The department has been working with residents in this district for the last 3 years, and the proposal is to increase the service charge from $90 to $804.62 for a period of 10 years. And so this increase would fund a full reconstruction road project and pay off the 10-year loan. And it would bring the road to county standard, including widening and appropriate fire access. All operation and maintenance charges would be removed in the cost from this cost, as the intention is to bring this road into the county-maintained road system. And in addition, all maintenance and snow plowing would resume at standard levels. So this is another map of the area zoomed out a little bit. The yellow is the county, the yellow roads, yellow lines on there you see are the county-maintained roads, and the purple are the special districts roads. And so where this district is unique is with the road reconstruction project I mentioned, we can bring those roads up to Public Works standard. And so the road would be wide enough, would have sufficient right-of-way. It's in the vicinity of other maintained roads. It really meets all the criteria and makes sense to bring the road into the county-maintained system once the construction is complete. So the department has completed multiple outreaches to the community, including survey cards, town halls, to land on this option. As I mentioned earlier, if successful, the road construction would be completed, brought into the maintained system, and all scheduled snow plowing and maintenance would resume. This brings us to the recommendations. First, to determine the number of written protests, and then if a majority protest does not exist, the staff recommendation would be to move forward with a mailed ballot election to increase the service charge establishing April 12th or later as election day. And if a majority protest does exist, we would feel we have exhausted all options in this district and would recommend to begin the procedures to dissolve the district. Thank you. Noel and I are here to answer any questions. Yeah.
I have a question. On slide 5, I don't know if it's possible to go back. County maintained road have to connect to another county maintained road?
So I don't know the exact procedure on if it has to connect or does not, but this one does connect to Division Drive.
Okay.
I can add a little bit to that. So
sure.
It is part of our criteria to make sure that our county-maintained roads connect to each other. One of the reasons is for maintenance. If we need to get to that road to maintain it, we can't hopscotch or drive over a private road to get to our road to maintain it. So it makes sense for all of our roads to be connected to each other.
I thank you for the clarification. I know as we're looking at areas of the county that are developing and having more residents live on those, lots of questions are being brought forward for that. So I just wanted to clarify that. But I see now that it does connect to Division there to the west. Any other questions? All right, so now we do not have any members of the public wishing to speak?
We do not.
All right, I will entertain a motion on recommendation number 1 and 2 to determine the number of protests against the proposed increase.
So move.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you for the motion and the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you, Madam Chair. With that, the motion 1 and 2, item recommendations are approved.
All right, so now I will close the public hearing and ask, you will do the protest vote to see if we have,
Yes, as of
Okay.
this time, we have not received any protests against this item, or, go ahead, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, we have received one protest, yeah, as of this day.
so that is not a majority.
That is correct.
So now I will entertain a motion on recommendation number 3 to authorize the mail ballot election.
Move it. Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you, Madam Chair. With that, recommendation number 3 to move forward with the mail ballot election is approved unanimously.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation today. All right, item number 74 is the election to consider annexation number 208 into CFD number 94-01, City of Hesperia for fire suppression services. This item was continued from the February 6th meeting and is closed to further public testimony. Good morning, Chief Muncy. Thank you for coming up to present on this.
Good morning. As you mentioned, a continuation of Community Facilities District 94-01. This will be the exterior Hesperia 3 land. LLC is developing parcel numbers 3039-311-14-0000 and 3039-311-17-0000, which is 57.591 net acres near the intersection of Caliente and Union Pacific in the city of Hesperia. The city's condition of approval required the developer to annex into the Community Facilities District 94-01 for the purpose of financing ongoing fire suppression services. Annexation number 208 was presented to the Board of Directors on February 6, 2024. During the special election process, Secretary of the Board opened the developer's ballot and determined that while the developer signed the ballot, the developer did not complete the ballot by indicating a vote for or against the annexation. The board continued the election to today's meeting to allow the developer the opportunity to submit a replacement ballot. This item conducts a special election and will finalize the annexation process for annexation 208. This is a picture of the parcel, and the recommendations are before you.
Thank you very much. I do not have any requests to speak that I know of.
That is correct.
Very good. So I will entertain a motion to approve recommendation number 1 only, which is to adopt a resolution rescinding resolution number 2024-13 and call for the special mailed ballot election.
Move it.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you. With that, recommendation number 1 is approved.
All right, now tabulating the votes. Will the Secretary of the Board please open the one ballot and tabulate the results from the election and announce the results?
Thank you, Madam Chair. With that, the ballot, the property owner voted in favor of annexation. So with that, the board may move forward with recommendation number 5. Excuse me, recommendation 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so now I will entertain a motion to approve recommendation number 2. Thank you Supervisor Hagman for the motion and Supervisor Baca for the second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you, Madam Chair. With that, recommendation number 2 is approved.
All right, so now we will move on, thank you very much, Chief, to public comment on items not on today's calendar. And first up, we have Garth Pizant, who will be followed by Jane Hunt-Rubel.
Good morning to the Board of Supervisors and the public. The following are allegations. Jesus Manuel Armendariz III, a licensed real estate agent, license number 013407071, also known as Jesse Armendariz, Board of Supervisor member, Jesus Manuel Armendariz III is in collusion with San Bernardino Public Administrator. He presented a false lease to Superior Court Fontana for the public administrator to evict a veteran of color. In a theft of property scam, a cash deal is on the table with a court officer, Jennifer Daniel, also known as DNA Investments. All scam corruption in a fraudulent probate case. The sheriff is involved. Rialto PD both removed the veteran Jeffrey Giles from her home. None of the agencies have a contract to act. Government agencies are violating codes 1090, 1126, and 42 U.S. Code 1983 under color of law and more. The property is 617 East Mesa Drive, Rialto. Sierra Realty has a contract with the public administrator and Armendariz license at that office. Our senior citizen taxpayers are subject to the following sign posted at our city senior citizen facilities under county jurisdiction. The city of San Bernardino will be filming at this location today. By entering this location, you irrevocably consent to and authorize the city of San Bernardino, its affiliates, event partners, successors, and assigns to photograph you, make sound recordings of you, and use such photographs and recordings throughout the world for any purpose whatsoever in perpetuity, including but not limited to television broadcast, websites, and marketing material, including but not limited to online print and television. All such photographs and sound recordings will be the sole property of the producer. This form of subjugation is supported by a local state bar judge. I just got out of court. I am facing 52 years to life for the cause, guilty by association. How? Because my English dialect is the same dialect of my co-defendant, Jai.
That's time.
Jane Hunt-Rubel, who will be followed by Deborah Knowlton.
Good morning, board members. So good to see you again. I missed the last one because I got the wrong dates mixed up. Anyway, I'm here to really, in particular, I'd like to start it off by thanking the Public Works Department. They've been doing a really great job out in our community, especially along Cajon Boulevard. Last meeting I attended here, I was complaining about what a mess it is along Cajon Boulevard, especially between First Avenue and Ogden. When I went home from the meeting, I had to do a U-turn, and I went around and I discovered they were out there with the bulldozers and everything, and they cleaned up all the debris that was on the streets there and on the easements. But it's still back the same way it is. It has always been. In fact, I go that way every morning, and it's right back to doing the same thing. And it's even further down on Cajon Boulevard. Now we have the vendors in the community of Muscoy on the street corners of, on the corner of, I forget which street it is, starting at Ogden on down to Short Street. We got the vendors now, and they're causing a lot of traffic problems, and I wanted this addressed. I'm not against vendors, but they should have their own lot somewhere, especially in our community, if they're going to be doing this, because it's caused a lot of traffic problems on Cajon. And already Cajon Boulevard is, since the rains and everything, there's potholes, especially in the San Bernardino part of Route 66. But I really need that addressed because it's a continuous thing. And it just looks disgusting when people are traveling, you know, especially people that live in the community. And the streets, there's no reason for it. It starts looking like a third world country with all the trash and cars alongside the road. And a lot of tourists still take Route 66, and it's really disgusting. And also, I want to address the street sweeping program that I got. It was supposed to end, I think, this March. And I went to all my neighbors about it, and I hope we don't continue it because it's not doing any good, and we'd have to start paying more money, I guess, for it. But it's not doing any good in our community. So thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Deborah Knowlton, followed by Joanne Igarto.
The significance of America being a constitutional republic is that the Constitution is the supreme law of this land. Any purported law, statute, code, regulation, rule, or policy made consistently with the enumerated powers of the Constitution are presumed valid. In contrast, any purported law, etc., which opposes and/or violates the Constitution is unlawful, null, and void. No bureaucrat, politician, or person acting in an official government capacity has any legal authority to restrict the constitutional rights of any law-abiding citizen, nor alter the count of the citizens' votes. Do you agree? Also foundational to our constitutional republic is that the process of voting must be free, fair, and accurate. Do you agree? The 2020 presidential election and all elections since then were touted by the government at all levels as free, fair, and the most secure elections in history. Since November 2020, little by little, the evidence has come out that these elections were not free, nor fair, nor secure. For example, every county registrar represented that the voting machines were not connected to the internet. Since then, it has been universally admitted that the voting machines were connected to the internet either by cable or by Wi-Fi. While counties maintain a log of those who physically access the individual machines, there is no record of unauthorized access of the machines using Wi-Fi during non-business hours, nor while actually counting votes. Do you agree? Since before the November 2020 elections, registrars of voters in each county represented the voting machines could not be and were not hacked. Did you or the registrar of voters in our county ever make such a representation to anyone at any time? If so, to whom and when? Are you aware that the Federal District Court in Georgia, there was a case named Curling et al. Versus Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State for Georgia? Are you aware that during the trial in the above-named case, Dr. J. Alex Halderman was able to hack an electronic voting machine with only a ballpoint pen and a card and alter the vote totals in open court as the judge watched? Are you aware that the machine hacked by Dr. Alderman is the same type of voting machine used in this county? Secretary Raffensperger has jointly met with the California Secretary of State Shirley Weber and Registrar of Voters from all California counties. Did you participate in any of these meetings? Are you willing to discuss with me exactly what was discussed in those meetings? Are there any memos and/or emails that mention those meetings, what was discussed, what was decided, any tasks assigned, or any plan of action? Are you willing to disclose any such memos or emails by this demand for information without a court order? Are you aware that there are racketeering-influenced corrupt organizations, RICO, federal and state laws? Are you aware that voters in this county generally, and me specifically, have been damaged by the collusion between Mr. Raffensperger, the California...
That's time.
Joanne Igarto, followed by David Igarto.
Pick up where she left off. Mr. Raffensperger, California Secretary of State Weber, and one or more registers of voters concerning what we now know as a false narrative of the alleged integrity of the elections from November 2020 to the present.
David Igarto, followed by Teresa Radzik.
Hey, good morning. This is basically getting back to the way our elections are being run, and that's getting back to the hand count voting. The 2018 midterm elections, 2021 recall election, and the 2022 midterm elections were all lost in a one-to-one balloting, but with the help of the fraudulent electronic election system and the algorithms and the actions of the globalists, the cartels, the CCP, and a dictator was installed to oversee their province of California. Now, with the help of the federal courts in the state of Georgia and their unwittingly corrupted Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, the evidence is clear for the world to see how the selected treasonous governor of the province of California and thousands of down-ballot corrupt selected officials turned the once great state of California into a Nazi communistic totalitarian providence. The election case pits an election integrity nonprofit and handful of Georgia voters against the Secretary of State office. They claim that the state's computerized voting machines face an unacceptable risk of being hacked, which infringes on the constitutional rights of voters. The case has already made history after Totenberg's order of the state in 2019 to replace its previous voting machines from the Diebold election systems. Her ruling came after plaintiffs highlighted the touchscreen machines, vulnerabilities to being hacked. In response, Georgia brought the Dominion machines and began using them in June 2020 at the presidential primary. With the Dominion machines, voters use a touchscreen, also called a ballot marketing device, to make their choices. Then they print out their ballots, which have a QR code that a scanner reads to record the tally of votes. During a 6-year case, computer scientists serving as experts for the plaintiffs have uncovered multiple specific ways that both the current Dominion and the previous Diebold voting machines are vulnerable to hacking. The solution, the plaintiffs argue, is to have voters mark paper ballots by hand, as nearly 70% of voters do in the rest of the country. The ballots themselves, not
That's
just...
time.
Teresa Radzik, followed by Margaret Cashin. Teresa Radzik, last call.
Oh, she's right here.
Please step to the podium, ma'am.
So nearly 70%.
Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm calling Teresa.
Oh, we're doing in order.
I'm sorry, Nancy, I do not have a request to speak from you at this time, so I am calling
They're
on
all under
Teresa.
David's name.
The request to speak that I have is from Teresa Radzik.
I knew it.
Okay, a little confusion here, I think, with your new system. Yes, state demo elections that we did about a month ago were a huge success. And a reminder to every citizen and all county boards across California how quickly and effectively hand counting ballots at the precinct level is. And while many hand counting methods would be just as successful, New California chose the Colorado clear box method. Here are the results. New California was able to tally just under 1,000 ballots simultaneously in 20 minutes across the state. The quickest tallying times were 16 to 17 seconds per ballot. Using the Colorado method, if we doubled the tallying time to 32 seconds per ballot, each 1,200 voter precinct can have those 1,200 ballots tallied simultaneously in less than 3 hours after the last voter has cast their vote, and the entire state's results will be posted on election night. In other words, same-day results. Citizens shared that NCS's, or New California, tallying methods are even more efficient than they used to be before we went to the Dominion machines. And with the clear ballot boxes and an observable tallying method, the voters experienced a complete transparency from the election start to finish. No part of the election process was hidden from the voters. All California state county boards need to recognize that the elections belong to the citizens, not county officials, and certainly not to the state and federal entities. The citizens demand that the control of their elections be returned and that hand counting in small precincts is reinstated immediately. How much money each county will save by removing the electronics from our voting systems is astounding. Return our elections back to we the people. To say again, we need fair and free elections, which means there's not a Dominion machine in sight. No internet, no Wi-Fi, no electronics of any kind. In San Bernardino County, according to the Secretary of State's numbers, in the last election, there were 38,000 more votes than voters in this county.
That's time.
Thank you very much. Margaret Cashin, followed by Veronica Golub.
Good morning. I'm here to advocate for better animal welfare in San Bernardino County. I want to acknowledge the Board of Supervisors as well as the Department of Public Health. I know behind the scenes work is being done to improve animal welfare in the county, and I want to thank you all for strides you have made. This does not go unnoticed. From what has been shared, it sounds like progress is being made to potentially implement TNR in the county. In addition, thank you for increasing the amounts of spay and neuter vouchers to offset the cost for residents. Lastly, the mobile clinic, it seems like the Department of Public Health is making progress in finding organizations to collaborate with, and they are making good progress looking for a vet for their own mobile clinic. This probably feels like an unachievable request, but I will restate it. Space is limited at DeVore Animal Shelter. It was built in 1984 when population was a little over 1 million. Current population is a little over 2.2 million in the county. Because of lack of space, the shelter needs to move the animals quickly through the shelter, which puts pressure on the rescues to find solutions in a short amount of time. Last year's statistics for cats only was not bad. 50% rescued, 20% adopted, and 10% returned to owner, which means an 80% save rate. Rescues play a huge role. They can probably absorb more, but the challenge is the close quarters means viruses and communicable diseases spread easily, so rescues are saddled with high vet bills. An auxiliary structure right along the chain link fence near where the staff park will increase the space for cats. This may sound crazy, but Bloomington Shelter may not break ground until 2026, and solutions are needed in the interim. Number 2, breeders. Would it be unreasonable to propose a pause on new breeding licenses and ask that the county start trying to address unlicensed breeders? This is a complex request because it's hard to know who are the unlicensed breeders, but just throwing it out there that this contributes to the animal overpopulation problem. It's unclear, but it feels like the Board of Supervisors may not have any say over Apple Valley Animal Shelter operations. The statistics for Apple Valley Animal Shelter cats since 2009 consistently year after year shows that anywhere between 60 to 80% of the cats get euthanized. This improved town budgets over time. It's public information. It feels like suggesting canceling the county's contract with Apple Valley Animal Shelter is difficult to do because there may not be an alternative plan in place. But would it be unreasonable prior to re-upping the contract to make some additional requests, stipulations in exchange for renewing the contract? One request that doesn't sound too outrageous is more transparency. The Apple Valley Animal Shelter puts out intake disposition reports on a monthly basis. As an example, 173 cats came into AVAS in January, a little over 12%.
That's time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Veronica Golub, followed by Levon Kazarian.
Good morning. I currently have over 3,200 signatures in my petition,
asking you to cancel your contract with Apple Valley Animal Shelter, or AVES. The contract commenced almost 8 months ago, and over 2,071 animals have been killed so far. AVES has taken in over 5,000 animals in the past 8 months, and over 60% of them came from SBC. That's over 3,000 animals. Your contract covers a maximum of 3,435 animals in 12 months, and you still have over 4 months left. You're on track to exceed a maximum by over 1,000 animals. You're already paying AVES over $85,000 monthly to kill SBC animals. Are you about to pay them $300,000 in addition for exceeding the max limit? You also paid AVES $80,000 for a one-time capital improvement to expand kennel space. A mobile kennel unit was ordered and still not operational after 8 months. Instead, they removed their outdoor kennels due to the scrutiny they received for their poor conditions, giving dogs less space and networkers less time to save them. Section Z, as in zebra, of the contract states, contractors shall perform all services under this contract in a skillful and competent manner consistent with the standards generally recognized by professionals in the same discipline in the state of California. I can say with 100% certainty that most rescues and networkers would strongly disagree with that statement. AVES is the only shelter that I know of that refuses to provide notice to rescues and networkers regarding which animals are in danger of being killed. We only find out because our networkers closely monitor their site and watch for links to drop. AVES makes it as difficult as possible to find out the status of the unlisted animals. They are now restricting people who call for status to one animal only, despite having 20 or more animals who might be pending euthanasia. 18 today, as a matter of fact. They tell us to send an email for status, which takes days for them to respond, and dogs are killed by then. AVES tells us that dogs have been killed when they are still alive. They do not help network animals because they get paid over $85,000 monthly by SBC, regardless of whether animals live or die. Even Best Friends Animal Society stopped working with AVES due to the rigid policies and inflexible management team. Section N, as in Nancy of the contract states, contractors should ensure impounded animals be displayed to the public to allow owner identification. I've been monitoring the new intakes. Some are not uploaded to their site for up to a week, and by then they are available for euthanasia. Some animals, including most cats, never make it onto their site at all. How are your constituents supposed to find their animals if they are not shown anywhere on the site? In January, over 100 dogs were killed, but less than 60 of those dogs.
Thank you. The last request to speak that I have is from Levon Kazarian.
Good morning, Supervisors. I'm from Joshua Tree. I'm a small business owner. I have a restaurant. We employ a little over 30 employees, many of whom are still and increasingly struggle to find affordable housing in the Morongo Basin. This is due in part to having too many short-term rentals eating up our workforce housing. I'm here today to register our community's impatience and growing anger at this board's delay and inaction on the issue of short-term rentals. The study by Placeholder the county released late last year got so much pushback because it was so clearly in error, so easy to pick apart. The cynic in me is tempted to say that it was cooked up with a foregone conclusion just to get state officials off the county's back. It was never really intended to address the actual problem. Right now, according to the Granica study you also commissioned, 29% of the existing housing stock in Joshua Tree are short-term rentals. That is almost a third. 1 in 3 homes is a short-term rental. For context, the municipal governments in the towns to the east and west of us, 29 Palms, Yucca Valley, currently have 10% caps of around 10%. We're at 30%, and the county is still handing out permits. At a third of housing stock, it defies common sense, it defies the law of supply and demand to say that short-term rentals are not having an effect on housing stock. I don't need a study to tell me that. A lot of us will have a lot more to say when you finally do bring up the study for the discussion calendar. We should have had a moratorium this whole time. County should not have been handing out more and more permits and making the problem worse. 30% of housing. How long is it going to take to walk that back through attrition or something to a more reasonable level? Your inaction, your lack of leadership has made the problem worse. Now, I've heard the argument, the market will take care of it, it'll correct itself, we're bottoming out. I don't believe in the dogma of the market solving everything. God gave us brains for a reason. We can plan for the future. We need policies and regulation, and especially enforcement, so that everyone Residents and short-term rentals owners alike can count on stability despite booms and busts, and we can all know what the risks and opportunities are. So housing prices can remain stable and maybe someday become affordable again, so my employees, my cooks, my dishwashers can find somewhere to live. No one thinks a cap is going to solve the housing problem overnight by itself, but it'll help stop the situation from getting worse, and it's in your power right now. We should have had a cap a long time ago. This county is so behind the curve. Counties up and down, municipalities everywhere in the state have already taken action, and we're getting sick of waiting. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we are adjourned. Our next regular Board of Supervisors meeting will be held here in Chambers March 12th at 10 a.m. Thank you.